Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Be There in 5 podcast. I'm Kate Kennedy, your host. Today, we're talking about not just another TV show, but cultural phenomenon, I'd say. The Summer I Turned Pretty. A series that pulled in 25 million viewers for its season 3 premiere week. Like, that's some Super Bowl stuff right there. The numbers are insane for what, for what from a distance could appear just to be another book adaptation series. This is actually a YA novel adapted into a series. And the numbers are insane. There are over 83 million TikTok posts tagged with just Team Conrad alone, not even counting Team Jeremiah, of yesteryear, obviously, or general show tags. And people get into like serious debates on the internet about the characters, about the relationship dynamics. Amazon Prime had to issue actual community guidelines telling fans to stop harassing the cast members. Anyway, so there's a lot of enthusiasm here, but I get why people are so invested because I am too. Like, I don't get the harassment part, obviously. I think part of what makes it so great is it hits this perfect balance of nostalgia and kind of timeless relationship discourse. And at first, I was just talking about, like, I was kind of going deeper, and this is so unnecessary, uh, analyzing Belly Conklin versus Bella Swan because I think they're a fascinating example of the mid to late aughts trope of woman as vessel in their neutrality and they're being defined by the men who adore them, which is kind of an unfair reduction. Maybe I'll put that on Patreon. But, some conversations I tend to focus on the wrong things and go down rabbit holes I shouldn't when I wanted to have a more generalized discussion of the show. So I brought in a friend, Lucy O'Connor Carey. You might know her from Lucy on the Ground on Instagram. She's a rom-com enthusiast. She posts about this show a lot. She and I shared enthusiasm for episode 5, that it was our personal track 5. The vulnerability captured, it was a perfect television episode. We met up recently and talked about this show, even though we needed to catch up personally. And I was like, let's bring this to the podcast. It'd be fun to just shoot the shit on here. And with that, I should also say, because of the intensity of this fandom, though I think most Beths are on the same page as we are, we're very invested, but we are casual fans. Like, we don't know every single detail of the books and every Easter egg, and we probably have some hot takes, but that's okay. I'm not going to say it's not that deep because, I think pop culture is that deep, and I don't like when people say that. Maybe it's not all that serious. This is two friends shooting the shit, kind of like you would text a friend about the last episode. You know what I mean? We're not here for like a well-informed time. We're here for a good time. So I just want to like level set here that if you're like screaming at the phone that something's canonically incorrect, like this might not be the episode for you. But if you're here to talk about Taylor's line delivery or why is Lucinda here or maybe Susanna put a smidge too much pressure on Belly to marry one of her sons. May she rest. Some light posthumous analytics that people might not love. If you're here to write fan fiction about Jeremiah's relationship with Redbird, or wish that you too would see Conrad Fisher montages after eating a gummy. This may just be the place for you, and all are welcome. I say all this because people love this show so much that I really don't want to ruin anything for anybody. Otherwise, this conversation is just fun, and I'm so grateful to Lucy. It was like we could have talked for 2 more hours about this show. We both love it so much, and we both love rom-coms and nostalgic stuff, and I just think this show is such a brilliant balance of modern, interesting relationship and family dynamics with that nostalgic coastal feel. I appreciate the depiction of a female adolescent experience. It's just an amazing show. One that the romantic scenes are like so clearly written by a woman, and I think female audiences are particularly receptive to. But the show, like its visual language is so incredibly strong, whether it's the lighting or the backdrop or the house or the use of camera angles that the face cards these kids are serving, my God, kind of has this melancholic beauty to it that is nostalgic in the best ways and makes you like yearn and ache. That special time when everything was so painfully uncertain, but you can now look back on it, a little bit more positively, knowing that the future version of you turned out okay. And is all around just like the type of escapism that is so welcome in these times. And I appreciate you listening. We're going to thank a few of our advertisers and then we'll get into the episode. Enjoy. Unlike Conrad Fisher, I can't just eat baked chicken. I have to look forward to my meals. And fortunately, I have Cook Unity, which makes me look forward to all my meals. Cook Unity is my favorite way to get ready to eat meals delivered directly to your door. Made for adventurous eaters with countless global cuisines from 160 plus award-winning chefs, you can explore an ever-expanding menu of small batch meals, all tailored to your lifestyle, dietary needs, cravings. The roster of all-star chefs that Cook Unity meals are created by includes Food Network alums, James Beard Award winners, acclaimed restaurateurs, and it's really like a balance of bold flavors and nutrition with these meals. They're freshly prepared, they're never frozen. It's the closest thing to having like a chef meal prep for you. Like I really like it better than ordering takeout because I feel less guilty and I'm not paying all the fees. And also, you don't always have time to home cook your meals, and this is just like the perfect middle ground. What did I have this week? I had a really outstanding burrito. I had a grilled chicken kale Caesar. I had mushroom cavatelli. I had a really good steak chimichurri recently. Ugh, my mouth is watering. I love their meals, you guys. And subscriptions start as low as $11 a meal. Skip deliveries, pause, cancel anytime. Get what you're craving. Try the freshest, best tasting meal delivery made by your favorite celebrity chefs. Go to cookunity.com/BeThereIn5Free or enter code BeThereIn5Free before checkout for free premium meals for life. That's free premium meals for life by using code BeThereIn5Free or going to cookunity.com/BeThereIn5Free. Terms and conditions apply. Go to cookunity.com for details. That's exciting because the premium meals are like the steaks and stuff. And anyway, this episode is also brought to you by Liquid IV. If the peach and bathtub scenes are making you sweat like they did for Lucy and I, you may just be dehydrated. And did you know 1 stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water is more hydrating than water alone? Liquid IV, as I was telling you 2 episodes ago on that interesting episode, we believe in science here at the Be There in 5 podcast. And Liquid IV is scientifically formulated to help replenish electrolytes and fluids lost from sweat or exercise, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks, plus 8 vitamins and nutrients all in a single stick. And is powered by Liquid IV Hydroscience, which replaces necessary nutrients from everyday dehydration. And it's so great on the go. For daily use before a workout, I can't be on an airplane without it because I tend to get dehydrated on airplanes. I love it when I'm feeling run down, like the 3 to 4 p.m. hour. It's especially great after a long night out. And given we're talking about a show that evokes a sense of nostalgia, there's no nostalgic flavor quite as sensory as the Orange Vanilla Dream Hydration Multiplier with its vanilla flavor and its notes of candied orange. Helps keep you hydrated better than water alone. It really is a dream. And if you want to savor the last bits of summer with Liquid IV, tear, pour, live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with code BeThereIn5 at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code BeThereIn5 at liquidiv.com.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, yay. Look at me, tech savvy and all that.
I love how my head hides Jeremiah.
Oh my God. I didn't even clock it at first. Perfect. Love it. As it should.
As it should. Okay, I'm just going to dive in if that's cool.
You know I'm ready. I already started on you a week ago.
I know. Okay, where am I? Okay. Hi, everybody. Today we are, Hi, everybody. Welcome. No, that's not how I start. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Be There in 5 podcast. I'm Kate Kennedy, your host. Today we're taking on a pillar of pop cultural discourse this summer regarding a YA book turned TV series titled The Summer I Turned Pretty, which I've brought up a million times in every other episode that had nothing to do with it. And specifically the wild ride season 3 has taken us on, which is based on the 3rd book, We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han, Richmond, Virginia native. Shout out. If you're out there, Jenny, listening, I know you are. I started to talk to myself about this because I wanted to do an episode about it. And I just sounded deranged in my investment. And I called in some reinforcements last minute. A friend of the pod and my friend in real life, who was maybe the only other person I know who has so strongly established their residency in Cousins this summer. And that is, of course, Lucy O'Connor Carey. You may know her as Lucy on the Ground. Lucy, welcome back to the Be There in 5 podcast.
You know, I've been clamoring to get back, and I don't think this will be any less deranged adding me to this, but I'm ready.
I know, because we hadn't seen each other in a while, and we went out to dinner last week and spent most of the time talking about The Summer I Turned Pretty.
This came up naturally as it does.
I hate to start with this question, but do you feel like Lucinda's out here creating a bad name for women whose names start with LUC?
First of all, I think I saw this somewhere else, but we are naming all of the older characters who are really probably our age.
I
really
know.
dated names. Like who is naming this woman Lucinda? Also, I do like she just confuses me anyway. I'm like, are we supposed to establish that she's a teen mom? Like, what is her age range? I can't figure her out, but I don't know. I have some thoughts on her, obviously.
She just feels like she's in the way. Like
She
her
wasn't
plot
here.
lines. Yeah.
Where'd she come
She
from?
wasn't here the other seasons, correct?
No, have never met her
Okay.
before.
And also just to establish, so I read two of the books and audiobooked one of them, but it was when I was postpartum and like staying up late at night and trying to feel young again. So I don't remember a lot of it. It was a couple of years ago, and Lucy has
Not.
you have not, right?
Mm-mm.
So I don't think I couldn't really spoil anything if I tried. And Jenny Han has made it so abundantly clear that whatever happens is going to surprise series watchers and readers alike. Like there's going to be a departure. So I don't think anybody really knows.
No, I mean, there's hundreds of theories that I create just myself. So I can't imagine how many are actually out there. And we only have, what, 3 episodes left? So I don't know.
Ugh. Can I just come clean and say I
Mhm.
just really don't need the feminist ending. I just don't. I keep seeing people being like, I really want Belly to choose herself, and I'm like, I don't know.
No, I look, all I care about is Conrad at this point and Laurel and Mr. Maytag man. I can never remember her husband's name, but he's the actual like guy in the
Oh
Maytag
my God, he
commercials.
is the
Yeah.
Maytag
So
man.
that's just, I think someone told me his name's John. I cannot confirm or deny.
The hell is his name?
I don't know, but they are the love story I care about. And Conrad's future, which is back in California and has nothing to do with Belly. I believe that is the right thing for him, but I'll be
I know.
happy if they get together. I just, toxic web Belly has woven for herself.
Truly. I mean, I think that it's like we almost have to establish at the top. We got to transcend above the brothers, above the
The fact that Annika called out multiple times, oh, this is your body count? Like at the end of the aisle, like you've only been with these two, which I know the books did not
Is that
have
her
her.
body count?
That's
There's
it.
nobody else?
Nobody else,
Oof,
nobody else.
that's
Which,
tough. That's
yeah,
tough.
no, it's tough. But like, I guess in the books, she never slept with either of them, which does make it easier to flip flop, like naturally. So
Oh.
she never slept with anyone. Now, I mean,
I
we
don't
slept with Jeremiah this episode, which I was disgusted. I was like, don't show me
it
that.
didn't feel it didn't I didn't feel right watch. It felt very one-sided.
But I do think like as much as I've hate talked this show, it's in a loving way because I do think the actors are doing exactly what I need them to. Like
Hmm.
I am not rooting for Jeremiah, which is what they want. Like he's doing a good job. Like to not say anything in that whole scene and still make me feel icky. Like well done you.
You're
Well
so
done.
right.
Well done. Like I think everyone deserves an Emmy for their portrayal right now. Like there's a level of I think it's easy to get lost because this is such a fluff show and like silly, but like everybody's doing their jobs well. And it's making me
Oh,
mad.
Lola Tongue's closed mouth smile acting,
Wow.
mouth acting is incredible.
I mean, as annoying as she is, I saw you say this. I've seen everyone say this. Face card is not declining once this season. She's only
Oh,
getting prettier. No
she's
wonder
so
Conrad
beautiful.
is, his voice is cracking. He's like, I have professed my love before, but you are hot right now. Like,
The way a normal person would look like a total slop fest eating that juicy of a peach. She
that was
really
her
pulled it
sloppiest
off.
moment.
It was it. I kind
But
of liked that
still,
it wasn't the objectively prettiest moment, but it was
no.
the moment he was like most taken with her, which I think was supposed to be the point.
I was taken with that moment as well for other reasons, but
Oh my
like
God. It was
so inappropriate.
sexual.
It's so inappropriate.
I loved watching the behind the scenes of them injecting the peach with a syringe with simple syrup, so it was extra juicy, and like how obsessive Jenny Han was about the like golden hour. So I just think her show running, like author as showrunner, we talked about this at dinner.
We did.
Uh, fangirl like nobody's watching.
Yeah.
Um, it, it, it's an unusual dynamic that I think makes the show all the more magical.
I think she's done. And I know she only technically directed that episode, they've said, but her hand is all over this. Like the pops of red, the red that's spreading in the flowers in front of the house. Like that is not, I'm sorry, that is the woman who wrote the book, who is a Taylor Swift Easter egg fanatic. Like she said there are Easter eggs that no one is catching. And I'm like, okay, challenge accepted. And she's doing things again. Where is her Emmy nom? That's what I want to see.
I
She
know. I
deserves
know.
it for whatever's happening here. Episode 5 specifically.
I know. I was excited, like excited because she gets invited to like New York Fashion Week and stuff, and I like want her in the zeitgeist. Like, she deserves to be the celebrity type of author that I think
Well,
she's destined to be. Well, and she has all the
I
like
was
not PS
just thinking that,
to all
yeah,
the boys I've loved before. Yeah,
which is so good. Like
excellent.
she gave us Peter Kaczynski, but also these were like, it's funny because these are young adult books. Like, so they aren't for us now, but like she's made the shows for us. Like this show is directly, and I saw a stat the other day that was like, it's not for the 21-year-olds. Like the statistics popping right now is like 25 to 54-year-old women. It's like, I am
Yeah,
on that higher end.
people forget that these books came out
Yeah.
in like 2011. They were like written 2009 to 2011. Like they were written around the time like the fourth Twilight installment was taking out. They were inspired by the love triangles and intense fanfic of the late aughts. This is a series written for millennials airing in Gen Z's timeline. And I think that's easily forgotten because, yeah, could it be weird how invested we 30 something moms are? Maybe, but
But they're not
not,
teenagers anymore. If we were still in
they're
high
not
school,
teenagers
I'd
anymore.
feel you. I also talked about this with you. I have done the math a few times on how old everyone was when Belly was, and I've decided to let that go because we're in our 20s now. But we are barely 21. So I do think sometimes I forget that too when I'm like shaming Belly for being a moron.
Yeah,
But like she is young, which is why she shouldn't be getting married. Like, stop.
I know. Wait, do you feel like the class doesn't need to know the math you've done?
No, they do. I just think it's like, it's tough to swallow. I mean, because she just turned 21, she's about to be a senior in college. So she is young for her grade. So the year of prom she still had her senior year in front of that, I believe. So I think Conrad was 19 and she was 16. I don't know.
Oh, you're probably right.
It's tough
Yeah.
to say that Christmas break. I'm I'm worried that's how old she was. And I don't know if they realized that with the math and they were like, oh, shoot, I screwed this up, but
Hey,
maybe they
Phil.
forgot. Yeah. Can't help himself. Can't help himself. Yeah. He has so many thoughts
Um,
about this show, too.
oh, so does Greg. Greg has is having trouble transcending the brothers.
Which is fair, but I will say Laguna Biatch posted today, and I thought, wow, way to put this in perspective. She's like, we're giving her a lot of shit, and it's because we hate Jeremiah. But like, if this was the Efron brothers, we would all be swip swapping. We would be all over them and be like, either one can have me. Yes, I'll flip flop. And I was like, you know what? I hate Jeremiah so much that I can't imagine not picking Conrad. But if I had both the Efron brothers right there,
I
tougher,
know.
tougher decisions.
Se Season three Jeremiah is almost like Zac Efron's filler era, where he's making the choice for
Tough,
us. But
tough.
Zac Efron he
Yeah.
dissolved. I don't know what he did, but he course corrected, and for that I'm grateful.
I do think Jeremiah can course correct. I feel like they must, I don't know. I don't know if any other show or like the Throple has ever had to do this so much, but they really are making sure there are no team Jeremiah's left before this. And I'm a little like, enough is enough. Like the chocolate cake, the credit card. I am like, you are making him unbearable, sprawled out in the bed, drunk. I'm like, we got it. Like he is, but he's also 22. Like I feel kind of bad. That's where I feel bad for Jeremiah. Not really, but like we have made sure, like, if he was a reality TV star, he would come to the reunion and be like, my edit was terrible. You took my
You're so
worst
right.
highlight reel and put it up there.
It's as the series has gone on, Jeremiah has yeah, leaned more into Manchild, who Belly is a mother type to, and Conrad has become more of the like protector person who takes care of Belly. And I rewatched a couple episodes this morning of season one, and yet Conrad's kind of a dick, and he's so
Oh,
withholding, and he's smoking weed, and he's going nowhere in life. And I'm like, okay, I needed to be reminded of how at one point, because I feel like the battle cries for Team Conrad are it's a moot point. Like, can there be teams if no one's on one of them?
right.
Like,
No, that's so true. We have eviscerated Team Jeremiah.
yeah,
Like, I don't think there's anyone left. I've not seen one person. They've maybe defended it a little, but like, no one is like, I'm still here. I'm still holding on. No. Even
I
what's
know.
her name? Taylor, when she said, like, oh, I've only ever pictured Conrad, she's like, fuck, I'm the last standing member of Jellyfish. Like,
She
you
really
ruined this.
was.
Yeah.
So many things I could talk about. I think Taylor, the actress, is so interesting. The way she delivers some lines and mannerisms is the most natural acting I've ever seen. Like, I think she's really, really strong, but like sometimes she's just not. Like, it's really confusing.
I totally agree. And I do think it's kind of like when it's not, it's I feel like it's when she's flirting with Steven and it's sometimes like, whoa, like don't do that. Like you're
Yeah, the
so
forced banter.
strong. And I do think that's in again, I think everyone is so intentional and like some of the best acting we've seen, like where are we going to see these stars in 5, 10 years? Like this is just
I
breakout
know.
roles for them because I do think like she's doing a great job, like you said, delivering lines. And then with the Steven stuff, that's where she's the most like uncomfortable and vulnerable. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna be one of the guys. And she's like, oh, when she said Taylor, maid of honor, I was like, oh, or MOH. I'm sorry, MOH. And
MOH.
then Denise, MBA.
Do you
I
want
was
this to
like,
go viral or not?
which it's gonna go viral, my girl. Like not the way you think, but that's already gone viral. That ship has sailed with that tragic, tragic dance.
So
Who
tragic.
who whose idea was it? Because I'm confused because I don't feel like it's Belly and Jeremiah's because they're doing a sock hop dance for their first dance. And I'm just like, what is the vibe? They're like on the floor for the partners. Like this is at the country club.
It
Like who
felt
is
out of
doing this?
character.
It's odd.
No, you're right. Belly is doing that dance a bit against her will, and that's why Taylor's like, "Do you want this to go viral or not?" But I don't know who's strong arming it. But they did.
Jeremiah.
I guess it's implied to be Jeremiah because he just has to be the worst. So, okay, do you feel like I do almost wish I almost wish that it wasn't as overt. Like almost wish we were kind of forced to analyze and read into the themes of like Jeremiah the man child and the closer he gets to like a real role of responsibility and being a husband, the more it's not that he's like changed that much, it's that when you're about to marry someone, the way you perceive them changes. And a great fun Bobby type boyfriend might not be the best husband. And then when you're having conversations about like your credit score and housing and whatever, like, yeah, things come up. I almost, I don't know if I love the strong arming of like Jeremiah sucks.
It's a lot. I thought about I mean, obviously I've thought about nothing else for the whole summer, but every Wednesday, Thursday, and a little into Friday, this is all I'm doing. But like I thought the other day and I kind of realized like Jeremiah and Belly got together because they trauma bonded. Like Susanna died and they trauma
Mm,
bonded and they stayed in that and they made this bubble. And everyone's trying to pop it right now, being like, you guys shouldn't be getting married. Like, this is crazy. Like, he cheated, whatever. And they're both like, no, no. Like, they're almost like juvenile in their beliefs still and whatever. Whereas where Conrad was a problem, Conrad went away and grew up. And like, I feel like he got
yes.
out of the bubble and now has come back and is looking at them all like, what are y'all doing? Like his dad, he and Laurel are the soulmates of this whole story. Like
Mm,
he's like, girl, what are we going to do here? And he's so different. And Belly has not done that. Jeremiah has not done that. And I think they're holding each other back, which is what we're seeing right
wow.
now. Like, which I do appreciate. Like, you're 21 years old. Very few people who get married at 21 are going to make it or not change into totally different people. I got married at 30 and it's already a different relationship, like
Right.
I just think that's maybe what we're seeing. And that's why I'm kind of like, if they break, if and when, which they're going to, like they're going to break up, there's no way we're suffering through the anatomical heart ice sculpture. We like, I think she has to go to Paris. And I think he has, like, we have to have another time jump to show both of them having some kind of realization before she goes, like, Conrad, I'm going to call you back now on like what you just said. Like, I
Yeah.
can't have her jumping right away because she doesn't deserve
No.
Conrad as this Belly, but he didn't deserve Belly as that Conrad. So it's kind of like no one's matching up yet.
That's a really great point, Lucy, that I hadn't thought about. Conrad's growth being a function of his distance,
Yeah.
which has its pros and cons. I think that his trauma response was like to kind of ice the family out a bit, which isn't always great, but it forced him to grow on his own. And yeah, Jeremiah, it's important to remember that like underneath this very juvenile, stubborn insistence to be together at a young age is two people that trauma bonded under very difficult circumstances. And I'm sure Belly, like, I feel like there is an undertone of obligation. Like, no matter what, I think she feels like she's going to marry one of the Fisher brothers, right? It's like
Yeah.
Susanna's will.
You know how I feel about this, and I have voiced it, and I said it to you, and I did say it on threads, and I got some response. I didn't get any backlash, so I feel confident saying some of this I blame on Susanna. Like, rest in peace. Like,
May she
I
rest.
may she rest. Like, I'm not trying to make light of that she's gone, but like pre her even getting sick, she like fantasized about Belly with one of the brothers. She didn't even care. She's bopping her around and then like glamour. Oh, I'll get the corsage. I'll do this, whatever. And then Belly flipped before Susanna was gone. She's like, sure, totally fine. Like, go with this brother. Like, Laurel's the only one who's like, Conrad, like, I don't want him as a brother in law. You know that. I know that. Susanna just kind of like played with dolls for a little bit and like had fun with it, and unfortunately left and has not seen the repercussions of what she's done. And nobody has ever reprimanded Belly for that. Like, she can't do this. She shouldn't. Someone should have stopped this like at brother number one. Like, you should
No,
have just said, go date someone else. Where's Cam? What was his Cam or something? There was another
Cam
boy.
Cameron, yeah.
Cam Cameron. Go find him.
Wait, so in the first season, it Conrad wouldn't go to the dead ball. Then Jeremiah ends up swooping in and taking her, but then
Jeremiah
Jeremiah finds out at the dead ball about the cancer
Conrad was at the
returning.
dead ball too. So I think Conrad already knew about one part of cancer then, or he knew about the cheating. I can't remember which one he knew about, but that was his first, like, okay. And then he comes back in season two. Then we lose our virginity. Then
Yeah,
Susanna dies but after prom, and Belly is still,
he doesn't get her a corsage. Very important
which
plot point.
is, oh, it's the worst thing anyone's ever done to her. Not cheating, the corsage. And it just, that's where Belly, which everyone says the inner monologue in the books, I guess like she knows she's lying to him at that point, and they didn't do that well, which I do think would have helped. But I also don't think she had to be that fucking mean. Like,
I do remember from the book, I never remember thinking Belly lacked agency in the way she does in this show and lacks direction. Like
mm-hmm.
her having her inner monologue, I do think is pretty important. And the series does that like sometimes, but she's never really like reflecting. It's more just kind of narrating about like what's happening and how she feels, which makes her feel a little bit dense. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
that the big thing in season two was that motel scene, right? And Susanna's death, obviously.
Yeah. Which I guess the motel scene is just like another, like, Conrad does say things and take them back. So I can understand
Yeah.
Belly standing on this beach and being like, "Oh, here we go again. I'm getting married. Like, now you're saying it again. Like, it's too late." Like, I do understand her frustration in that. I just think saying no one's ever treated me like Jeremiah, correct? Like, in a bad way. Like, she's saying everything as a positive and it's a negative. And it's, I
Right.
don't know if she knows that part, or if, like, I saw someone else tweet, like, this is somebody who got themselves in such a hole that they like are
Mm.
sitting there spiraling about they can't get out of this right now. Like, and
Hmm.
here he is being like, be with me. And she's like, it's not that easy, which I'm glad she didn't say, oh, you know what?
I
Like,
know.
in the moment, sure, that man's voice is cracking. Again,
Ugh,
where is his Emmy? Like,
is strong in these recent scenes. And he doesn't, his voice is so
mm,
delicate. Like he doesn't have like a strong vocal presence, but
no.
like he almost has like a higher pitched voice. And the way he delivered these lines like was just really believable. And I didn't know, I wouldn't have thought he had those chops because so much of his role up until season three was just it's a lot of brooding and staring.
which he was good at. But yeah, you can't be sure. And now it is the yearning we've talked about. Like
Mm.
he's doing excellent facial work. And now, like the words and the growth, because I think it's also maybe like he didn't talk that much in the early seasons. So that's also like a through line of like how well he's expressing himself. And we've been waiting for it to all come together. And it's coming together. Like I was like, yeah, like when he
Oh,
said
is it ever?
fuck, I still love you. The way he said fuck, I was like, oh,
Oh, I know.
it's
I like
giddy.
climax when he said, "Fuck it, we're going to Michael's."
He
I
is.
like audibly was like,
Yeah, no, it's
I wasn't expecting it.
no. I mean, there's so many little things that I mean, her whole hallucination scene, I was like, I'll take one of those every episode, please. The, it,
When after eating a gummy.
right. I've never had a hallucination like that, but now my next gummy trip is going to be just Conrad Fisher. Like, I
I feel better
wish.
that Christopher Briney is 28. I mean, we're not that much older than him.
And that always happens. Like, I do feel like these shows are usually older actors because we can't really have them doing things younger.
Right.
So I do feel better. But yeah, but I also don't like Christopher Briney. Like he's got a little mustache, like just a very delicate mustache right now, and he hasn't been in the sunlight in forever, which like Conrad is sun-kissed and up on the roof. And I appreciate
Yeah.
like I every time I see Christopher Briney doing like red carpet stuff, I'm like, no, that's not who I need to see right now. Like out of context.
He's artsy and
Yes.
like n not I feel like this is like a mainstream role. It's almost Rob Pattinson-esque in that way
I was
of a
gonna
person that's
say,
like not loving the spotlight, but is going to be one of the most popular fiction characters of a generation.
who was it? What show am I thinking of who like does not reference the show they were on? Like it was like a career starting show like this, and they refused to like reference it. I can't think who it is now.
Ooh, good question.
There's
Like somebody just
somebody,
takes themselves way too seriously.
uh-huh, and they just pretend like this part of their career didn't happen. I can't think who it is. I think I'm thinking of Zayn Malik, not talking about One
I mean,
Direction, but that's a
not
different
not true.
format. It's not like
Is
it's
it
not.
true he's dating an Amish woman in Pennsylvania?
Oh, I'd love that.
That it, you know how some on TikTok, like the
Mhm.
comments, it's the search bar. I saw that in a
Yes.
search bar, and it was like Zayn Malik. I'm Amish girlfriend. I was like, well, that's new.
I love that he's in Pennsylvania though, staying close to the daughter. Like
I
that's great.
know, I know. Question. Do I don't know, this might be a little older than you, but I really can't get past Susanna being the TGIF Clueless TV version of Cher Horowitz.
Oh, I would not have known that. I had
Yeah,
no
so there was a
idea.
brief like one or two season reboot of Clueless in the
Hmm.
2000s or maybe late 90s where I believe Amber was still Amber, Elisa Donovan, but Cher was this actress, and like she's just so Cher to me. So in case anybody
She
out there wa
is.
was a loyal watcher of TGIF, but she's kind of a similar like airheady,
That's the only other role.
pleasant,
Now that
breezy
you've said
vibe.
it, she looks like Cher. Like I totally see she and Alicia Silverstone have a career in a future sister film if they want to dabble. They do look alike.
A future sister love triangle
Uh,
spinoff.
yeah.
Well, I do feel like we forget that this show it's I don't know if it's supposed to, but like a major tenet of the show is the friendship between Susanna and Laurel. And rewatching some of season one, I'm like, I like this part of the show. It's really sweet. And the pilot's so funny because it's like this summer's only for mothers and children, not dads. Like they really emphasize that.
Well, and then we did get Maytag Man, I think gets a bad rap, but Adam don't need any more from him. Like he's the one funding this
Ugh,
stupid wedding, but there is something hot about him, but it's like so douchey that it's hard to look past. And now that he's brought what's her name, Kaylee along,
Kayla. Yeah.
I need that to blow up. I need Cabo to blow up a little bit more. Like I do think Jeremiah, for some reason in my mind, Jeremiah is gonna end it, and that's gonna be his redemption. The start of his redemption arc is like him knowing he needs to end it because he's turning out to be his dad.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to bring up earlier, Jeremiah does not know that Kayla or Kaylee is the mistress.
No, he doesn't know his dad had a mistress. Like he's seen them together and he's
Ugh.
like, oh, damn, dad's moving on because it has been like 5 years. Okay. But Kaylee's been in their lives a long time, but Conrad knows. But I don't know if the dad knows, Conrad knows.
I don't think the dad knows, Conrad knows. And I feel like something about the conversation they were having, either in the cigar bar or the suit place, was like foreshadowing a conversation to come that didn't happen that episode that I was really surprised by. Like, because Jeremiah, I thought also Jeremiah seemed a little satisfied that Conrad
Mm-hmm.
dropped out or got fired. Sorry.
Yeah. No, Jeremiah, I mean, again, they are giving the line he delivered this episode, even where he's like, she's going to be my family. Do you
Yeah,
get
what
that?
was
Like,
that?
I was like, is that a threat? Like, what are you
Relax,
saying?
Caroline Manzo. I
It
know.
was so strange. I just feel like, again, I feel like the kind of smugness over like, I don't know if he was smug because he was like, oh, Conrad's finally sharing, but it felt like it could go the other way of like, oh, look, who screwed up. Because then the dad was like, well, good for you. Take some time for yourself. And that dad definitely like, Jeremiah's stunted. Like it's just clear he's
Yeah.
stunted. And that's why I feel for him in some ways. He did cheat. So
Yeah.
like no pity there. But like, I don't know. I just feel like he's saying things he doesn't like Conrad. But then Conrad said this episode, like, I sometimes hate my brother. And I was like, again, this is Susanna's fault. Like you pitted these boys against each other.
Oh, you're right. She did because that's something I was trying to glean by doing a rewatch was were they ever that close and did they like each other that much? Like, are these brothers even that tight? He's like talks about Conrad always being, I think, better, faster, like the star brother, but which is confusing because in the pilot, Conrad's like the weed smoking. He stopped playing football. His like life was starting to go downhill. And Jeremiah looks like the golden retriever star.
Which is reminding me, I think he quit all that because his dad wanted him to, and he found out his dad was cheating. So I think that was the catalyst from the dad cheating. He knows about the cancer in some capacity during that season, but I do think he quit everything and was smoking and kind of throwing it all away. But then he still got into, I don't know how many schools, Brown, Princeton,
I
like
know.
he's like, they do that though. What's his name? Oh, that's who it is. It's Jacob who will not talk about the kissing booth. He won't acknowledge,
Oh,
he won't
that's
acknowledge
way
the
more
kissing.
specific than I thought.
He won't acknowledge the kissing booth and he's so serious now. But he even like, don't you remember in that show, like he got like fist fights, like missed the whole like last month of school. And then suddenly it's like, oh yeah, I got into Harvard. I have to go now. And it's like, what?
Oh,
Like
right.
they always do this. And I do think that's like the young adult like writing, that it's kind of like we have to make them broody and like lots of issues, but we still are gonna like be successful and like they combine both hot elements, which isn't real life. Like you can't have both.
No, you absolutely can't. Sometimes I get the kissing booth to all the boys I've loved before and uh the one with the Mindy Kaling one.
Oh, never been kissed? No, truth or not truth or dare. It's like a game. Never say
Like
never.
oh, oh, never have I ever?
Yes, never have I ever.
They kind of came out at the same time. It was like Netflix
Yes.
taking on these YA, and I mean I ate it all up, but I sometimes get them confused. Question: What? This is something that I'm still trying to figure out the significance of. What is? It feels like they wanted the viewer to really take away that Belly's mixing up her memories in terms of who rescued the dog.
I think it's because she Conrad like failed her. So like she's putting all the good memories on Jeremiah because she's going to marry Jeremiah. And so she's like rewriting her own history to then
Oh.
be like, no, that was him. That was him because Conrad, like she doesn't want to like anything about Conrad. And they haven't seen each other, so it's fine. Like, and then they saw each other at Christmas. And I think that even freaks her out more. Like it was just one little hole in like he's not the person he was 4 years ago, which these are still brothers. I am shocked we didn't have to run into each other that often in the 4 years. Like
I know.
Conrad really stayed away. Like,
Yeah.
we did not do holidays together, which I guess it's just again the age thing. Like, if my kids were 20 and they were like, I'm gonna go to my boyfriend's for Christmas, I'm like, no, you're not. You're home for Christmas break and you're at my house. Like, I don't get to see.
Right.
So I guess that's probably where we don't have like the whole like, where are we spending our Christmas conversation.
Right.
And so she doesn't know that Conrad missed Christmas, or she doesn't have to see him if he went to Thanksgiving with just the dad and the brother. I don't know. But I think that's what she's doing. She's just rewriting it so she likes Jeremiah more, which we know she doesn't.
It is hard to remember the 4 year jump.
It's a big jump.
It's a big jump. And that they've been together that whole time. Because I think that we are forgetting too that like I'm if you depending on how you look at it, Jeremiah stole Conrad's girlfriend.
Yes.
You know, like I don't think people really frame Jeremiah in that way. It's almost like, well, her getting back with Conrad would be so weird, stealing her, brother's fiance. And I'm like, but they were together originally, so I don't. It kind of makes it more palatable if you're Team Conrad and you want them to end up together. But I guess so much time has passed. It's like hard to say who has claim, even though that's probably not the right way to talk about that. But
It's so weird too because I don't really remember how I felt season one, and obviously people weren't talking about it as much as they are now. And season two I watched really late, like I only watched at the beginning of this year, and I feel like it's crazy how I do know though going into season three how many like there were still like they used season two to give Jeremiah a good edit in the sense of like, oh, we'll make everybody loves Conrad. You are still thinking she's probably going to end up with him, but like they kind of pulled us over to the Jeremiah way. And I stayed firmly Team Conrad, but I had a lot of friends who were like, no, he's immature. He doesn't handle things well. He doesn't handle his emotions well. So it's kind of like whiplash to now be like you're saying, oh, now we're just like heavy handed moving everyone the other way, which I guess a lot of shows don't do. They keep you on Team Jacob or Team Edward. Like it's
Mhm.
not so obvious. And this one, I feel like every season they tip the scales so intentionally that I forget that the beginning of this season, it was much more divided.
Oh, at season two. It was unpopular to be on Team Conrad,
Yeah.
and I think that's why everyone's coming out so strong when it seems like Captain Obvious, like yeah, no
Yeah.
shit, you're on Team Conrad. But there was a time, and to be fair, like he, it's, I mean, it's hard for me to even compare
Yeah.
how what he because all I can remember is him not bringing a corsage to prom and him being emotionally unavailable. It
When his mom
like
was dying, yeah, it's hard to like
right, right.
hard to really get upset about that. Whereas Jeremiah was really strong during that. Like he stayed with the mom. He was, for some reason, I remember him like helping pay the bills and stuff, which is like, how are you doing that? But you have multiple credit cards now. Like, again, did he just kind of flip because he had to be so responsible when Conrad didn't? I don't
Hmm.
know. But like, Adam gives Jeremiah no grace for that period. Where was Adam? Why was Jeremiah paying the bills like at his mom's chemo?
I don't understand. I think the most unreliable narrator character-wise in this whole series is Wealth. Like you own
Yes,
this house in this beachfront multi-million-dollar house in Cousins, which I assume is a wealthy northeastern coastal town. They live in Philly, right?
I think so.
It's like Cape adjacent, I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even though it's filmed in Wilmington. Um, the they have the house, and the dad is the CEO of a major VC firm. Um, but also Jeremiah has horrible credit card debt. Also, she couldn't afford the treatments. Also, and like I know that they were divorced, and like I don't know how their spousal support dynamic and
Oh,
stuff. But like I don't understand what the money vibe is.
I forgot they were divorced. I
Weren't
did.
they?
I don't know. No, because Kaylee was a mistress.
Well, that's why they got divorced, right?
Oh, or did he stay with her then when he found out she had cancer?
Oh, no, Lucy, okay,
She's
no, Laurel
Laurel's
and Maytag
divorce.
were divorced, and that was like a year new as of season
Yeah.
one, but Susanna was still with what's his face, Adam,
And that made
Oh,
Laurel
yeah, you're right.
upset. And but also like you're right. I forgot the whole like how are we going to pay for the medical of it all, which
And the
is
whole season 2 arc with Aunt Julia in the
I was
house.
just going to say that but so I think Susanna comes from a lot of money. But
Mm.
also the boys are like, "Oh, we'll access our trust." Which when are we accessing that? Because Jeremiah is going to burn through it. Like we need to like watch out over there. And that's kind of like the whole credit card for the Bruins tickets, I think was a throwaway. It still enrages me. I know the cocoa like cacao.
Cacao.
I keep saying cocoa. Cacao issue like got people. The Bruins tickets, like you opened a credit card for Bruins tickets. Okay, like did you buy four? Were they $600? Like, so why is it? How has it ruined your credit? Are you still using that credit card? We just dropped that storyline. He has a terrible credit score, and we can't sign for a lease. Like again, the two of them have no basis in reality or
Right.
responsibility. And she's like crying because her mom won't support this wedding. That's where Belly really lost me, that she's like, my mom won't support me and blah, blah, blah. It's like she holds her mom to such a negative standard. And Laurel is the star of the whole show for me. And I kind of am waiting for her to backhand Belly again. I don't support child abuse, but she's an adult now. Like someone needs to like pull her by the hair and be like, the list of things that which no one else knows, I guess, about Jeremiah, only she knows. The credit card, he cheated, like he loves cake, like it, in an unhealthy way, like the hurricane bases, like he has no, I don't know, there's some like disconnecting storylines, which I think is normal for like a person to have. She's not living in reality, but like is Conrad the one who has to shake her out of it? Because I don't think that should be his responsibility either.
I know. I mean, I'm assuming we're gonna grow. Like, if we go to Paris, which I feel like at this point people have seen the paparazzi.
Yeah.
Like, we know it's whether it's a dream sequence or real, we know at some point this show filmed in Paris. And I frankly don't really remember what happens with Paris because I just feel so. It was like the fourth casualty of a pop culture girly not going to Paris in the millennial canon. I mean, it was Carey, it's Andy from Devil Wears Prada, it's Elsie from The Hills, Belly. Are there other people that didn't go to
Did
Paris?
Jennifer Aniston did in Friends she not go?
She number five. You're
But that
right.
someone
She
said
got
Jenny.
off the plane. Was
Yeah,
the
someone
famous.
said Jenny Han is a millennial. Belly's going to Paris. Like Jenny Han is going to
You're
write the
right.
story. She is not like she has seen this play out again. Her mind, I don't think she's getting enough. Like she's getting a lot of credit from us, which we are obviously very esteemed critics. But like I want like who's at the top of this chain to acknowledge like how deep her brain went into some like crevices of pop culture to like make these
I know.
references. Even the picture behind you right now, I'm thinking of Sabrina, and I love the movie Sabrina, and that's a reference to
Oh,
Sabrina, and those were
it
two.
is?
Yes, it's a whole recreation of the Sabrina poster. And Sabrina goes back to Paris. She goes to Paris to grow. She comes back. She's still in love with the younger brother, who is like he's suddenly infatuated with her. He's like, oh my gosh, she is all grown up. She's wonderful. Harrison Ford is like sabotaging it. He's the villain, which I'm referencing the 1990 version. I
Not the Teenage
apologize.
Witch, just to
No, and
clarify.
yeah, and everyone loves the Audrey Hepburn version of Sabrina, but I am a Greg Kinnear, Harrison Ford stan. Julia, like I just love that version. But she goes to Paris, Harrison Ford follows her. So is Conrad going to follow her? I think Belly needs some time away from anyone with the
Yeah,
last name Fisher,
I
but
know.
there are so many references that Jenny Han makes. Even the sequence of him saying, I still love you, or don't be with him. Everyone's shown like it's Little Women. It's what's the other? There's
Oh.
Jesse. No, is it Gilmore Girls reference? There's like, oh, Gossip Girl, Chuck saying, don't be with him. Like,
Oh.
she's doing all these things. The Notebook references, like I just I don't know, she's a genius in my eyes. But
Okay, yeah, because you've done some investigation into Easter eggs per the flowers and the like. I know there's significance with color, and I think it's supposed to. Oh, we need to talk about the Taylor Swift of it all.
uh,
There's a tie back to like the song Red, and like she typically is wearing like a green or a different hue, and the reds and blues are more so Conrad. Is that right?
I think the blues are more so Jeremiah or the greens. And then anytime there's a scene with Conrad, it seems there's been a pop of red, whether it was like when he called her or he called Jeremiah and she answered the phone when they were playing that weird football game at the Greek village. I don't know what's happening in that Greek town, but it has the fraternity called Ben.
The fraternity called Ben. That
No,
is insane.
I don't think the fraternities were going to sue for, but I'm sure there was another combination of Greek letters that we could have worked with. Just saying, they're seeing Ben on the thing, and then there's a guy named. We haven't even gotten into Redbird. I have a lot of thoughts on Redbird, but like I she had on the red sunglasses during that when they laid on the floor during Christmas. She's in red pajamas, like there she has red cherries
Oh,
on a couple dresses. So there's a lot of like so, and again, you're the Taylor Swift expert. I just follow the Easter eggs on the internet for humor. But like Jenny Han is a very Taylor Swift heavy, like she has said that. And Taylor is giving her quite a lot of music rights in the, like I think
yeah.
we got one song, then we got two. I think we're just gonna up it. Like, and then I do think the last episode we're getting one of the new singles. That is my
You really think so? You think
I
they're going to be
do.
that intertwined?
I
Wow.
think
I mean, I
Taylor
guess we
is
did get an
such a
album launch on New Heights, so
I think she's such a giver, and she's like, yeah, Jenny, like I can do this for you. Like there's something gonna happen, or it's like a re-recording of something from her debut album, and we're like, what? Like
mm,
a hard
mm.
pivot. Like I don't know.
I have heard Jenny Hans. So, a couple things. One, Taylor Swift has only played during two Jeremiah scenes, right? Or he only has two songs. You're Losing Me and
Yeah.
oh
She did.
shoot,
False God was Conrad. Love of My
Conrad.
Life was Conrad.
Um, Lover episode one was when Conrad comes out. Jeremiah has Delicate.
Mm.
When they kiss in the pool, season one or Delicate plays. And I think that's an interesting choice. Because in the Taylor Swift canon, Delicate's a track five of Reputation, and it's kind of the song where it's like everything around me is crumbling, and you're the only person who likes me for me, who sees me for me. And I think Delicate's kind of a trauma bond song. And it's interesting to think about that being assigned to Jeremiah and You're Losing Me. Um, but with Jenny Han said that in an interview at some point, if there was one song to represent Belly and Conrad's relationship, it would be The Way I Loved You, which is a major throwback, very early Taylor Swift. And I feel like more some of the more pivotal scenes, because she's a millennial who wrote this around 2010, uh she some of the more intense symbolic scenes are grounded in older songs. And the way I loved you's chorus is I miss screaming and fighting and kissing in the rain. It's 2 a.m. and I'm cursing your name. So in love that we acted insane, but that's the way I loved you.
Wow.
Breaking
I
down
didn't
and
know.
coming undone. It's a roller coaster kind of rush. It's
Ooh,
a it's
I
a
got
it's a
chills.
very good song about toxic, very youthful romance. And I see that song coming back
I
potentially if it means that much to her.
I
But
think now
False
that you
God
said
came
that,
back.
yeah,
False God's been on twice.
yeah, it will, and it was good.
Oh, that's
It's just
good.
no, like literally, I heard the first few notes. I was like, well, that's not what it's gonna be. Like, that's not what this is. Every song, honestly, this season, and I think we talked about this too. Like, what is the music budget here? Like, what are we? And I thought we were gonna get a Billy Joel song because randomly Billy Joel this week was or last week was posting like, oh, are you guys watching this? Team Conrad or Team Belly? And I was
Yeah,
like,
nope. Turns
what?
out he's just a fan.
Just a fan, just kind of floating in the wind. Like, but I mean, didn't we have like a Fleetwood? Like we had, like we've had
Oh yeah.
some songs that are just, and I care very deeply. I said like my dream careers are naming OPI nail polishes and just picking music for movies would be so because there are songs that like you can picture a whole scene. Like you're like Taylor,
Yeah.
and I do think Taylor Swift writes almost movies. Like it's a whole play in one song. So I feel like Jenny using her is like she would use her if she wasn't a fan, if Taylor let her. But like I think because she's a fan, she knows how to use it so perfectly, it's almost scary. Like the song starts and I'm like, this is too much. Like I'm already overwhelmed.
Oh yeah, like I'm not even a huge fan of the song Red, which Travis Kelce criminally seems to be unaware of, the title track of Red. But they Summer I Turned Pretty's like reboot of it was instrumental and orchestral and like I've
Yeah.
never the way that they made Red come to life, it
Mm-hmm.
makes so much sense. I think to your point out the Easter eggs, that's supposed to like really mean something. And that was used in trailers and stuff too. But am I mistaken that this past episode even had a Sabrina Carpenter? Wasn't there a Juno moment?
I don't remember. Let's see.
Um,
Season
I might
three.
because there's a lot of Rodrigo throughout the three seasons too. I was watching season two, episode one, when Belly's in that really cute orange like corset top at that party, and they're just playing "It's Brutal Out Here."
Yes. There's been Sabrina Carpenter, please, please, please. I don't know if this is the official podcast now that I hear. No, there's False God, Red.
Juno by Sabrina Carpenter is featured in season three, episode seven.
Well, and then the Harry Style. What was Harry's song that played in the Peaches episode? Is that
Oh my
Cherry?
God.
That was
And you know what also takes up a lot of real estate in my brain is the mashup of Harry Styles' Sign of the Times with Gracie Abrams' I Told You Things.
mm, mm.
Ugh, you built this cage. Oh my God. I feel like that would really could have a huge moment in this show too. What's your take on the ring?
Look.
It feels fitting to have Sixpenny as an advertiser today because the interiors, the core backdrop of this waterfront home, it's casual ease, but it's luxury and sophistication at the same time. Susanna's aesthetic is immaculate, and Sixpenny delivers on that exact same sophistication, timelessness, but with a casual lived-in feel by making sofas that are both comfortable and highly practical because they're slip-covered. I love a slipcover. Any of us that love like a northeastern cottagey vibe, we probably all dig a slipcover, let's be honest. I think that finding the perfect sofa is like such a journey. I'm in full-on Facebook groups that just discuss different sofa models, and one that consistently comes up as being like top-notch is Sixpenny. Sixpenny is reimagining luxury at home with extraordinarily comfortable slip-covered furniture for living, dining, and sleeping spaces, plus distinctive tables and accent pieces. The mantra they live by is timelessness over trend, comfort over convenience, and collection over consumption. Love the alliteration and love these gorgeous sofas. They launched in 2017. They've been featured in Architectural Digest, New York Times, Wirecutter, Time, House Beautiful, and more. They design and produce their furniture in-house and own their own factory. So this is like actually a direct-to-consumer company, which a lot of them aren't and have a lot of issues in the supply chain as a result. They have gorgeous breezy linens and cottons without the use of chemical coatings. They have ethically sourced feather and down for incredibly loungy, lofty cushions. And there's a vegan option too. And all products are fully customizable, not just configurable. You can order 12 free fabric swatches, get a sense of the materials, and slip covers can be cleaned and changed anytime. So today or some quiet Sunday morning when you're feeling inspired, visit sixpenny.com/be-there-in-5 for a stroll through their impeccably designed pieces and perhaps even order yourself some free swatches. That's sixpenny.com/be-there-in-5. I've been telling you guys about Osea and their Andari algae body oil for years. Also, they have this new face oil that's like outstanding. I've been meaning to talk to you about. I love an oil cleanser for the face, but regardless, did you know the secret to all of their glowy skin products is actually seaweed? Seaweed is a nutrient-dense superfood packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that help replenish the skin's moisture barrier and keep the skin looking healthy. And honestly, you know what I credit Osea with? It's helping me wear shorts again. I don't know how to, I just am not out in the sun much. My skin's so dry. I like went through a period of time where like I just wouldn't wear shorts. And the way that Osea's Andari algae body oil moisturizes my body, gives you that kind of glow. It doesn't matter if I have a fresh tan or not. I know we talk a lot about its quality, but if I'm being honest, it's kind of helped my confidence too, which I feel weird saying in an ad, but like it really has. I don't know if any of you have like strawberry skin or know what that is, but like I've just always had very red, bumpy skin all over my body, and I have a weird relationship to it. And anyway, Osea's Andari algae body oil really just makes it feel like soft and silky and glowy. But beyond that, it doesn't like it's not greasy. It doesn't transfer on sheets or clothes, which is what I thought body oils did, which is huge for me. And you know, not to sound like an RTR review, but really you do get so many compliments when using this body oil. It's kind of astounding. Maybe it's because it smells good too. I don't know. But also, you never have to choose between your values and your best skin. It's vegan, cruelty free, and climate label certified. And Osea's TikTok famous Undaria algae body oil is not your typical body oil. Rich yet never greasy, clinically shown to instantly improve skin elasticity, visibly firms and makes skin feel more sculpted and toned, and it's fast absorbing and transforms dry skin into silky, soft, and unbelievably glowing. You'll feel and see the difference with seaweed after just one use. Get healthy, glowing skin for summer with clean vegan skin and body care from Osea. Get 10% off your first order site-wide with code BeThereIn5 at OseaMalibu.com. You'll get free samples with every order and free shipping on orders over $50. Head to OSEAMalibu.com and use code BeThereIn5 for 10% off.
I think, again, that was a reference, though, to the Notebook when she holds her hand. Like, yeah, like, I think the ring is more offensive as we go further and further. And Jeremiah reveals his extra credit card. He reveals the Bruins tickets he had no problem buying. The cake he has no problem being $800. And I believe the ring has been proven to be less than the $725 cake. Like he has, and the cake they were ordering before dad was even involved. So like, I just feel like Jeremiah
priorities.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't even have the ring to propose in the first place. That was a band-aid. Like everything is kind of a band-aid. I cheated. I'm going to propose now. Like it's just such a like, I don't think he's thought anything through. And I think that's what we're supposed to be seeing is he didn't think through getting drunk or like being on a break and cheating. Like he didn't think through the ring. He didn't even go visit Steven, first of all. He never even made it inside that I saw. But
yeah,
okay.
he was just there focused on Belly. That's
Right.
a good point. We didn't go, huh?
He slept in the like
yeah
waiting room, but like Taylor was in there. Obviously, the parents never showed up though either. So I guess I can't shame
yeah, that's true.
They were still boning in the hotel room, which I cheer them on. They are my only couple I'm
too.
truly rooting for. But yeah, the ring was just like it again, that was probably the first, well, besides the cheating, but it was the first like Jeremiah is not gonna deliver anything we want. Like
that I was trying to think of the first moment earlier, and I was thinking it was the cacao and the mirror glaze because that was such a weird mini monologue of like a really pretentious specific need of his that like I didn't even had you heard of a mirror glaze? I didn't even know what that
I
was.
had to Google it. I had to Google
I did
like
too.
and I watch a lot of Great British Bake Off.
Great British Bake Off.
That is like my favorite show. So
I know.
I think if Great British Bake Off does not play on this, the missed opportunity because it's filming right now. And I would be shocked if they don't do an episode where someone needs to do a mirror glaze.
Or the bitterness of the cacao offsets the sweetness of the raspberry or whatever.
So that's my theory is like, okay, Belly wants to go to Paris and Sabrina in the first Sabrina with Audrey Hepburn goes to Paris to learn to be a cook. Like she goes to cooking school. I think Jeremiah is going to follow Belly to like to Paris to go be a chef. He's going to get out from under his dad's. I think he's passionate about cakes. I think that's going to be a throwback. He's going to become a baker. He's going to run away with Redbird. Like that's what I'm like envisioning. Jeremiah's going to totally change. And then we're going to be like, oh, he just wasn't happy. So then we can root for him in a whole new light. But if he stays and works for the dad and stays toxic, I don't know how Belly and Conrad get together and then go to Christmas. Like I think Jeremiah has to go like all the way back. Like he's bi. He could go be with Redbird. Like I think that would give us something to. I do think Redbird is in love with him. Why is he here? Why is he here? That actor has told us he is in every episode from here on out. Why?
I know that actor a bit thirsty on TikTok, if you ask me.
He's all over TikTok.
All over TikTok. Almost in the same way Talon Terrario is from Laguna Beach. It's like, bro, you're not the main character.
He is giving us some good behind the scenes edits, which I do appreciate, but it is like he had 5 minutes on screen, and I've seen that man far too much.
Wait, okay, so, well, question, is there, besides this mirror glaze directive, is there anything else about Jeremiah? Does he bake a lot? Is that his thing?
No, Conrad's the baker, technically. We've established.
Yeah, well, Conrad only eats baked chicken, right?
Well, no, he learned how to make those pastry. He like showed that he could make.
Oh, you're right.
So
yeah, Conrad's the one that's taken on more domestic interests.
I think because I don't know if he said this, but maybe it's in my head that like that soothes his anxiety. Like he
Oh.
took on like skill. I don't know. And I don't think Conrad really wants to be a doctor. We have not thought about
Mm,
that at all. I'm a little worried about Conrad throwing his entire life away right now for Belly, the same way Jeremiah kind of does. Like
I know. Is she the problem? It's her.
maybe that's the next Taylor Swift song playing. It's
Yeah.
me. I'm the
Yeah.
problem. It's me.
And we're finally like, oh, thank God. We've all felt
Yeah.
like we're going crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's not about that Belly, it's not that Belly needs to be likable. We've moved on from demanding our main characters be likable as women. It's that it's hard to watch people regress.
Yeah.
I'm okay with inconsistency and imperfection, but like the way she stood up for herself in season two, and I think actually made a really good call with Conrad, it all just kind of I don't know. It really unraveled, and we're just back to the place where maybe it doesn't need to be deeper than this because again, it's an aunt's like YA novel, and it's okay if a female is mostly defined by the men she loves. If that's how the writer wanted to write it, like if not everything needs to be a feminist think piece.
Right.
Do I think Belly and Bella Swan have a lot in common in terms of woman as vessel? Uh, Levels of neutrality, lack of personality that we can insert ourselves in that was common for that time and is also in a love triangle? Yeah, I do. I could write an essay on that. But and I think Belly with Jeremiah, and I guess maybe that's the point, is not her best self. And this season I've had to remind myself, like, I think she's being so insufferable for a reason. It's not
Yes.
her. It's
Well,
how she's acting with him.
and that's the Conrad episode is Belly, like that's when she was the most likable, and it's
Mm-hmm.
through his eyes. Like everything was, even though like the juicy peach scene, like it probably wasn't that messy, but like he saw it that way. Like he endeared like
Mm.
a lot of qualities about her. Like she was spilling the wine, but she was charming. Like there's a lot of things that like she just didn't seem as, I don't know. I don't want to say tantrumy, but like both her and Jeremiah have thrown like a lot of like hissy fits at obstacles being put that they put in their own way. Like
Yeah.
Jeremiah like booked his Cabo trip but forgot to book his classes for the semester. Like Belly's like she can't afford these flowers and she's mad. It's like, well, you aren't waiting to do a wedding. Like it's not that important then.
Right.
Like it's all these things that it's like both of you, she's skipping out on Paris. Like I don't know that I feel like it is supposed to be an edit through her eyes of this isn't the Belly that she like wants to be. And
Yeah.
I think it is like chipping away. Like when she dropped to the beach and sobbed like on the ground after Conrad's speech, it was like, okay, calm down. That might be the shots talking or the edible. I don't know how she's still standing, first of all. Like she
I
took like
know.
10, she did take like 10 shots. Like she doesn't drink, she doesn't do edibles. So like, how are you? Okay, whatever. Conrad's sober, professing his love. Jeremiah's passed out. I feel like she's going through a lot and she's spiraling. And I do think like there's a breaking point. I hope it's not on the altar because that's just a little too
I,
much.
I know. I do remember about the books, her inner monologue being particularly strong
Yeah.
during that Conrad confession scene, and she articulates that like she keeps her composure, and like the millisecond she gets to like a corner that's out of Conrad's view, she like loses it. It's
Yeah.
like she could not physically keep and I think that's important context in contrast to how mean she was to him in that scene.
I think we needed that little bit of like her inner monologue or something of her being like trying to pull like I don't think we got that as clearly as we could have, which is hard to do. But like it would have helped because I was so mad. I was like, this man is like she should have just told him to get on the, did she say I want you to leave? Like I feel like she pretty much was like, you should just go. Like do not be
She
in
said
this
something
wedding.
pretty harsh, and she said something that is just was going to enrage viewers, which was some line about the way he's treated her is not even close to the way you treated me,
Yeah.
which you're kind of like, he forgot the corsage when his mom had cancer. Jeremiah cheated on you with Lacey.
Like it's
it's frustrating, but if you take a step back and you take a breath, you're like, okay, the that her perception being that goes to show that the depth of her feelings
Yeah.
for Conrad were just that much
Hmm.
deeper because that she had farther to fall. Like it's not that the thing he did was objectively worse, it's that the depth of the feelings were, I think, stronger, therefore made it feel more harsh in practice.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she's just the only one left in denial at this point. She's hallucinating in the club. Like, girl, you literally admitted the only thing you pictured about this wedding was him.
Oh, I
That's
know. I mean, for her to say, I mean, Taylor's got to be tired. That she did a really good job in that scene, being like, "Fuck."
Oh, and that's how that was a great, that's what I mean. She delivers a line like that so well. But when you brought up at the very beginning, Lucinda, like, what is the point of this? I think Lucinda and Belly are very similar characters. And like, it's to give Taylor, like, whereas Taylor would seem like she's chasing after Steven or just like telling her friend, like, oh, you should be with Jeremiah. Like, sure, he cheated on you. Taylor is shouldering quite a bit of weight from
Yeah.
these two women who aren't strong like her, who aren't making decisions like
Mm.
she is. Like, I think Taylor is the strongest one here. And like Belly is like, oh, like she blinders on. And so is her mom. Like her mom's, I don't know how she's a hairdresser, respectfully, like what's
I
going on
know.
there. It's an odd storyline to begin with, but financially, Taylor's picking up the slack there. She's picking up the slack as the MOH, as the mother of the bride. Like
You're
she's doing
so
it
right.
all. And so I feel like that's the point of Lucinda, to give Taylor more maturity. Like Taylor and Conrad are the most mature people out here right now.
Oh, that's a good point about her character development. So, also for some context, Taylor is not nearly as prevalent in the books,
Oh,
and her and Belly kind of have a bit of a falling out.
well,
And
wouldn't you? I don't blame Taylor if the books
yeah,
are
almost in
leaving.
the way that like your closest oldest childhood friend, when your lives become too different, you just talk less. And at least I don't recall Taylor being as present. And I think that they were kind of developing her character in a different way. And they need, yeah, you're right. They would need other supporting characters to kind of define who she is. Like we knew she had a strong personality, but like, yeah, why? And I think that Lucinda, you're so right, and she's like doing with both characters this thing where she's in the driver's like she's almost having to let them pretend to lead,
Yes.
and she it's a delicate balance between like they're gonna do what they want to do as people, but I fundamentally don't really support what's going on, but I'm having to pretend that I do and rally. And the one time I thought she also did a really good job acting, and they acted like friends actually would, was when this is so stupid, but when Belly got to the bridal shower and she like turned around and like showed her bow, there was something about that scene. I was like, this is actually how friends interact with each other that you don't
Yeah.
really see on screen. Like, oh, look at this type thing. I don't know.
Well, and I think too, Annika, when they're in the pool and Annika's like, oh, Conrad's hot, but I wouldn't do that. And like Belly was like, oh my God, you totally could. And Belly turns away and Taylor's like, no, don't do it. And Taylor didn't even know then, like, she still has feelings. She's just like, bad. I'm telling you, she doesn't know what she's thinking right now. And Belly's always, I think, trying to play everything. Belly's living a lie, is the storyline. Like, she's lying to herself, she's lying to Jeremiah, she's lying to Conrad, she's lying to her mother, but she's not going to Paris. Like all of her wants are like you said, she's wrapped them up in Jeremiah. And Jeremiah's not doing the same with her. We didn't even talk about the fact that Jeremiah casually mentions, oh, I'm going to do my college courses online and work with dad. So wait, where are you guys living? So you're not living together because you're going to be in Philly and she's going to be in Finch, wherever the fuck that is. So like,
Where is Finch?
I think it's a fictional school with the
New
fraternity
Hampshire.
Ben.
Ben.
Ben the fraternity.
The alpha
But
chapter of Ben.
but I just
Finch.
like he's not, she is not his number one priority in that
Mm-hmm.
sense, and she's
Yeah.
prioritizing all of his wants. And it's this like, okay, we'll figure out the cake. Okay, we'll do it at the country club. The only thing, and I still, why does she want that anatomical heart ice sculpture?
That was on my list. I don't, is that an inside joke that I missed?
It never has been brought up
It
again.
feels more related to Conrad and being in medicine.
Oh, odd. That's so true. But that's the only reason I want to at least make it to the wedding day. So the camera just pans and like I see it and I'm like, okay, she got it. because like otherwise she's living in such a la la land, which I could admit, wedding planning even at 30, I had no idea how much everything was going to
Yeah.
be, and I was like blindsided. But like a week ago she was at Michael's buying fake flowers, and now she's at the country club asking for ice sculptures and lobster rolls. I'm like, wow, you pretty much dove headfirst into using someone else's money. Like
It's
it,
the Rory Gilmore
yes, yes.
rejection of privilege for optics, but we know deep down you dig it.
But she also like Laurel, they like referenced how Laurel doesn't have a ton of money when she's paying for the seafood tower and at the
Oh, that made me
memorial.
mad.
So mad. And then Adam and Jeremiah order the most expensive things. So Jeremiah and Belly was like aware of the money piece then. And like traditionally, the family of the bride is paying. So she's just kind of a mooch too. Like she's living in Adam's apartment,
Yeah, why
pantsless
doesn't
on
she
an
have a job?
she had many jobs for a minute. She was like waiting tables and
Oh, you're
collecting
right.
money. And then
Duh. She actually had a ton of jobs.
but
I
then she
forgot.
stopped. But then she just moved up to Cousins and stayed with Conrad for a little bit, hallucinated about him and had a peach moment, and then moved in with Adam pantsless and like is walking around that apartment clogging up drains. She's so unaware sometimes. And again, she is 21, but I don't know if it's I grew up with just a mom in the house. If I ever lived with my boyfriend and his father, only two men, there's no way. I just probably wouldn't do it. But she is so willy-nilly about like just prancing around in there and being like, oh, can Conrad or can Jeremiah skip work today? Like it's
Yeah, that pissed me off. Like,
weird.
what's more important than where we live? Yes, and people have to do important shit on nights and weekends.
Who is paying for where you're living? Again, this man is. This man is fronting your life, and he's giving Jeremiah this job, which at this point is an internship. So is he being paid? Probably. It's his dad, but still, like, you guys don't have a lot of money. And your mom is
Yeah.
financially tight. I don't know what Mr. Maytag contributes, but like, doesn't sound like a lot, or I don't know what he does, but like, it just is very strange. Like, they're supposed to be a power dynamic of money, but Belly really, and she assumes that cousin house is hers. That's my biggest gripe. Like she is
Uh,
just, that's her house. And Susanna has raised her that all of these things are hers too.
See, this is something I really don't relate to, even if a family friend told me like mi casa su casa vibes. Like I get it. That's what friends do, close family friends, family members. I still would not overstay, understatement, my welcome to the degree Bella has at cousins or the dad's house or wherever. Like the level of comfort this woman
Yes.
has
Yes.
being
He
in someone
tries.
else's space is very, yeah, I don't relate to that at all. Yeah, like if I came there without warning and Conrad was there, I'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'd probably leave.
Yeah, she's like, well, and she's like, she's using Jeremiah already as like her, oh, this is going to be left down to my kids. Like, maybe that's where Jeremiah got that cocky, like, we're family. Maybe he's trying to warn Conrad. He's like, she's taking the house. Like,
Oh, I know.
do you
Otherwise,
get
what was
that?
the point of that?
I don't know. It was a threat. It felt like a threat.
It
And
was a threat.
Conrad's like, well, we're family. Like, also, I'm gonna marry Belly, you stupid twat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be
Okay.
her brother-in-law. Is really what's
Why
gonna
is Belly so in the bathroom scene? She melts down to Taylor about, well, also, I loved the dialogue parallel of, I want Conrad saying right
yes.
before, I want the wedding to be everything you pictured, and her saying, I only pictured Conrad.
Again, the writing. Oh, so
Really
good.
strong. But also the other thing she says in the bathroom is like, I have to tell Jere about Christmas. And but nothing happened. I'm like, am I misremembering that
Correct.
scene?
No, Taylor is like, well, then did something happen? But I think saying that out loud to Belly, something did happen because
Emotional cheating.
something has shifted ever since Christmas. And let me say, Jeremiah, for all his faults, he's clocking it. He's watching these two, and like
Yeah,
you
you're
probably should
right.
have trusted your gut, buddy, because they are eye fucking the hell out of each other. Like there is sexual tension out the wazoo. Conrad's referring them to as they broke our hurricanes. Like this is their house.
Oh, he did say our hurricanes.
Like Jeremiah is intruding many a time. And like it's very like that's what when Belly said that, it's just like I don't know. Yeah, I think she emotionally like that seeing him started this ball rolling. So like yeah, she's feeling like she has to tell Chair, and Taylor doesn't see it yet, but she's like, why would you have to tell him? Did you cheat? And she's like, no, but like then
Christmas was more innocuous than
the peaches.
worshiping at the altar of false god in the tub.
And the peaches, like maybe you should talk about that to each other. Like, woo. And also that scene bothered me too because Conrad's allergic to peaches. Like he says he's allergic to peaches, and she's like, oh, that's too bad for you. And like takes a big bite.
Let me
Which like I guess she's never gonna have a peach again because like I'm not gonna give out making out with Conrad the rest of my life. But then he like wipes with his shirt, and I'm like, is he gonna have a reaction? Hot. It was so hot. The white t-shirt, a white t-shirt can do just as much for a man as a backwards baseball hat, I'd say. A crisp white t-shirt.
For me, it's more because backwards hats to me actually don't do what they do for a lot of women, because to me it adds such a boyishness that to me is like, are you a character on Recess? Like, I don't know. I like the white shirt more.
I like both. I do. Well, it has to be a white shirt with a tan. Like you have to have a little bit of a glow, and same with a backwards hat. Like I have to think you were in the sun doing something like.
Oh, right. It's not like you're indoors doing it as a fashion statement. It's like you switched it around casually.
Yeah, it's very.
That's a really great point.
Yeah, but so yes, him wiping her face, but again, Belly just being insensitive. He's allergic to peaches, so no, he didn't want to stop for a peach. But he whipped that Range Rover. He whipped that Range Rover.
That allergy's supposed to mean something that I'm not clocking.
She's never gonna have a peach again. Is maybe what it means. Or he found peaches sexy, even though he can't eat them.
Oh, or I think it was foreshadowing because she said the second time's just as good as the first, and I think the second time, like if they were to get back together.
Oh, I just got chills.
That was my only. I was like, if they do like if this sexual tension keeps on keeping on, the second peach seems just as good, if not better, than the first with all of this. And also, I think Jenny Hans talked about how intentionally Conrad and Belly's relationship is very much eye contact and nonverbal. Yes. And her and Jeremiah's is very physical and playful and touchy. And and that's so true.
Yeah. But yeah, he picks her up all the time. Like it's just very forced. But I think he does that especially when people are around. It's like very showy. Whereas like Conrad's very like show don't tell. Like he's very acts of service driven.
Well, is he ever?
Yeah, he's really
trimming hydrangeas.
Yeah, I know he's fixing that light switch. Woo! Like him on the roof. Like, I don't know. And I was gonna say too, the eye contact thing. We haven't talked about it, but in episode 5, the flashback, after we know that she said, like, when he was like, I thought you knew, and then we see them like, eye contact, have sex, like that whole scene. How would she not know? How would you not know how that man, like that whole scene was so intimate. I felt like I shouldn't be watching.
It's like realistic.
Softcore. Oh my God. This is, again, the acting, I think they must be in love in real life. These actors, are they in relationships with other people? He is. She's not, but I think I would fall in love with him on set.
I guess the sex scenes, they've been like normal person's sex scenes.
There's nothing
like in a bed. But one was nauseating and the other was like so deeply romantic.
Well, it's just very like, she wasn't in the mood. But like
not non-consensual in like a criminal way, but in like a coercive, like fine.
But like that happens. Like, but they're almost to that point of a relationship where it's like, and I don't know who's to say that she and Conrad wouldn't get to that if you've been together 4 years. Like, I think there's a comfortability. I don't think the chemistry is why they're together. Again, I think it's the trauma bonding, and the chemistry is like an afterthought. Someone messaged me and they were like, it's like 2 best friends who accidentally slept together and now they're like, oh, are we together? Like it's an accidental relationship. Like they got their wires crossed and they're not supposed to be together in this way, but they're like, oh, we were 18. This is the love story. And I think she's masking the other love story. And she's like, she doesn't want to be wrong. Like, no one ever wants to be wrong. So she's like, no, no, I picked the right
Right.
brother.
And I think we've all seen in real life, whether it's a couple that got together based on cheating or they used to date a friend or, people think they're too young or whatever. There is an us against the world element that like
Yes.
intensifies and amplifies the bond with people that shouldn't be together. And it does seem like that's part of it too. Like it's not really based on anything other than let's get past everyone saying we can't.
Well, and that's nobody has said like they shouldn't be together. It's just
Yeah,
the wedding part. And they've taken it as such an affront to the whole relationship. Again, because they are the victims. They are childlike in a lot of their decision making, and it's very like rebellious. And I think it's very stunted. I think they are stunted, whereas Conrad was stunted, and Conrad went and fixed himself and is still in the process of therapy and whatever. I can't imagine Belly's mother, the fact that she hasn't forced her into therapy at this point, like the wonders that would do on this girl, even after she like threw away her volleyball career and like had a meltdown on the volleyball court season 2 and shoved her grades out the window. Like there are so many moments where she kind of like self sabotages.
you could tell though that Belly was impressed or like kind of like what when Conrad said he was going to therapy. And then I remember thinking, "Oh, is Belly?" And Belly was having a very emotionally intelligent conversation in that car too that made me be like, "Oh, maybe she like has been going to or like I couldn't really remember if she was positioned to have more of a mental health literacy than Conrad did. Like, remember he had to learn about panic attacks on the boat
Yeah.
from that author?
The author who used to be sleeping with Laurel, but he's disappeared.
Yeah, he disappeared.
But
He had
also, it's
150,000 Instagram followers, more than me.
but also it was Conrad's POV. So again, like, are we
Oh,
like I can't. Sometimes I worry that that episode was a little too Conrad's POV. Not too much for me, but just like don't get it twisted. And I do think Conrad should be going back to California, probably going back to Agnes if she'd have him, like because she's admitted to being in love with him. So
mm.
I don't know. I need Agnes to show up. That's my like. She needs to come to this wedding and like help him out.
To go back to the peach scene because
Mm-hmm.
I know you and I both go back there mentally often.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I saw an interview with Chris Briney saying that the peach scene is supposed to be his Icarus moment, like gets too close to the sun,
Oh.
and that there are other themes, Easter eggs, or like just there's symbolism where Belly looks at Conrad like he hung the moon, right? That's what Susanna
Mm-hmm.
would always say. And I think Belly's supposed to represent the sun. And
Mm-hmm.
Conrad's more like brooding type, but like the proper half to Belly's sunshine. And like they complement each other. And I don't know, there's some analysis to be done there that I was right before this podcast. I was like, oh, that's interesting that he would use the Icarus metaphor of getting too close to the sun, because also that would suggest that because Icarus, that didn't turn out well for him.
Right. I didn't.
So I
I
don't know
think
what's about to happen, if
I'm
what
not
kind of
up
twist
to
is
date
coming.
on my Greek mythology or whatever. Like, but I didn't think that was a positive ending. I do think there's a lot of theories though too about uh Conrad is Laurel and Susanna is Belly. And that's why this relationship has like the two, like they're very opposites but similar, like come together.
Or is
And they
Susanna Jeremiah?
well, I think Susanna, well, I don't think the brothers are gonna get together. If the brothers get together at this point,
Oh, but
like
Laurel and Susanna weren't together.
no, but like as a love story, like it's a different love story. Like you
Oh, I
need
see,
your
like platonic
opposites.
versus romantic.
I
Yeah, yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
Belly and Jeremiah are too similar. And
Mm.
like they're both, I don't know, stupid right now, but like
You're so mad.
I get so mad because I just think they're both like throwing away their lives, like for I don't know. I'm still mad at Jeremiah this episode, like the threat of like she's my family.
Oh, you know what? I think so many of the Conrad scenes, especially where I'm like, God, why am I so taken with this?
Yeah.
This is- like, yikes. It's the trope of like written by a woman. Like literally,
Yes.
he is written by a woman and written the it being so sexual. Him wiping her mouth with his
Mhm.
white shirt, like that is just something only a woman can write and have it say so much. Similarly, a woman can write the ick
Yes.
so well, and she is writing the ick too well.
Well, and I think especially episode 5, Jenny Han directed, which she said she wanted to direct Conrad's
Okay,
POV.
right.
Like, so I think even the shots in that episode were like the hand, like that was like the kiss on the necklace. I was like, ah, like I, if my husband tried to kiss my necklace, I'd be like, what are you doing? Like down there? Like I would have not like,
Yeah,
but how
smudge.
they shot certain things, like it was so intimate. The whole
Kissing
episode
necklace.
no, but like
That was
I
weird.
thought that was so, but I was like titillated as I watched it. I was like, is that what he just did? Kiss the infinity necklace? But like, it's so, again, I think she like also knew the camera angles. She wanted the sunlight very specific for that scene, like how they talk to each other in the car. I don't know, like there's a lot of symbolism throughout the whole thing. And yeah, it's very much written by a woman. And but I do think she gave Conrad and Jeremiah, that's why I do think I hope Jeremiah gets some chance with somebody else, but like she gave Conrad so many flaws to work through, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
good too. I think that's like the growth from like the early 2000 shows. Like we don't you the men just kind of suddenly they're okay and we're gonna forgive them.
Right.
Whereas like Conrad fucked up and like he's paid the piper. And so now it's kind of like, okay, well, and Belly's fucking up, which I think they're giving her like a lot of areas to work on, which I'd like to see her try.
Did she not direct season episode 6?
I think she only directed episode 5. Like
That's so interesting.
they all hyped up that like that was Jenny's episode and everyone was the most excited for people to see that episode, which
And it delivered. Because up until that point,
I was so mad.
season 2 lost me in a big way. And early
Mhm.
season 3, I was like, ugh, I was dragging
I was, and now I am in.
in,
Like
locked in.
I am up at 6 a.m. Like, do I have time? Like, should I watch
How many
now?
weeks do we have left?
3. Not
Oh, it's going to
9,
end at
10,
the end of
11.
summer.
Yeah.
I bet they're
Yeah.
going to skip a week somewhere.
No.
And it's going to be torture.
No,
You
I
don't
don't.
think?
No, because it's not like it lands on a we have this week, then it's
So
2
it'll be
episodes
27th to
after
3rd. So
August 10th is the last episode. September 10th.
August 10th is the last episode. No,
September 10th.
what's today? September 10th.
Yeah,
Okay.
September 10th is the last episode.
Oh, that tracks. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Is it today is August 22nd?
No, no, next
What
week is
the-
Labor Day. No, it's tragic.
Oh my God.
No,
The way I had no idea.
I
I was like, well, August has just begun, so she's gonna
August slipped away like a
it
moment in
really
time.
did.
Yeah, she knows. So maybe
Um,
we'll hear that song next.
I know I need to let you go eventually, but has there been a Jeremiah POV episode?
I hope not.
I just couldn't well, as you were talking, I was like, does he not get those? I feel
No.
like he did in the book.
Oh, he did. Well, that's gonna
Now
be
I'm
tough.
not remembering.
Maybe his POV is the wedding, which would be funny.
People love to send me DMs saying, like, anytime that I'm asking questions out loud about
Sure.
something, they love to say, I'm screaming at people who read the book are screaming. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
I
I
don't
can't
have the
read it
bandwidth
now. It's
to
too late.
remember everything.
Too late.
It's too
Let me
late.
know. Yeah.
But also the other thing I wanted to ask you, oh, were they on a break? I just want your thoughts because we got a modern day
Sure.
Rachel and Ross.
Sure, they could have been on a break. They weren't broken up. Like,
So you think a break is not the same as being broken up?
yeah. And I think it also was 48 hours. So like even if you were broken
Yeah.
up on a break, like you went pretty quickly. You and that was something too, which I didn't notice until later. And I saw someone else like analyzing it when my nemesis Redbird is discussing this at the bachelor, like the
loop
bachelor
back to
party.
that.
Yeah. Well, Redbird's there who is interested in Jeremiah's ex-boyfriend who is also in the wedding party. Like we dance
I
over
thought
that.
Redbird was Jeremiah's ex-boyfriend.
No, that's his frat brother from Ben. That's his frat brother.
Ah, he's one of the Benjamins.
He's
Got
a
it.
Ben. And then I can't remember who Jeremiah dated like the first season, but that's who he's in the wedding party too.
Okay,
And
and last week at dinner, you mentioned Jeremiah being bisexual, and I was like, oh my
yeah,
God, the way I completely forgot about that
I
because we
thought we
haven't
were
talked
writing that
about it
away.
since season two. But then this
They
episode is the first
referenced
time
it.
they acknowledge it in her which I love the casual, like not
Yeah.
making it a thing or an overt part of your identity, but just something that is what it is. She said like that she referred to him as Jeremiah's ex just in
Yes.
passing, right? And we didn't really
And
look into
Annika
it
was like,
beyond that.
doesn't that bother you? And Taylor's like, well, they can't because her ex is also in the wedding. So, like, can't really be upset.
Right.
But for me, the reference alludes to Jeremiah and Redbird. Like, why would we bring this back up? I'm sorry, there is no point to that man being here. To him also be like, not to say that you need to have a point to be like add anyone of a different sexual orientation to the cast, but it's like Redbird has come out of nowhere. It doesn't make sense to me why he's weighing in. And then he's like really kind of a bro about Lacey Braun or whatever her name is. It's like
Yeah.
that smoke show Lacey Braun and he banged her while they were on a break. Okay, it's 3 months ago. They're getting married. And he waited until Conrad wasn't there and Belly's brother. And now they're like throwing down about how hot Lacey Jabrone or whatever her name is.
At
Like,
his yeah, 3 nights
weird.
before his wedding. You're
Yeah.
right. And I was like, Conrad, before you go to the bathroom and like give your brother a shiner, like, how did you hear in the distance at that bar that conversation one, two? Like, shouldn't you maybe clarify that actually happened before you go tell his fiance that it happened right before the wedding? Whew,
Because
he really thought he
Jeremiah's
had some tea there.
yeah, he did. But Jeremiah kind of was like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like but then they were like Redbird, but that's what the Redbird, why is his name Redbird? He like says, like, yeah, we could hear them in there giggling. They like locked the door. They were
Oh,
in there a
yeah.
while.
I
And it's
didn't like
like
the details.
Jeremiah painted a very different picture of like, I was so blacked out. I didn't even know what happened. I'd been crying all day. I cried after.
Oh.
And it's like, I don't know if that will come back, but it certainly wasn't the same version of events.
And didn't it happen twice over spring
Twice in
break?
Cabo. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. The whole thing's a bit murky, but you're right. I didn't even think about that. It almost seemed like the kind of classic toxic locker room
Yes.
talk in a conquest like manner that being brought up then kind of implies it's normalized and how that friend group has spoken about it. You know what I mean?
Which does not correlate with Redbird.
No.
I don't understand this character at all. And that's why I think he's throwing it out there as a jealousy thing to sabotage this relationship so he and Jeremiah can run off together. Because he wants Jeremiah to go catch some waves with him in Thailand or wherever, like at Christmas. He's like, oh, yeah, I don't remember what that conversation was. He was like, we're going to go surfing in, I don't know where for Christmas. And he's like, no, I got to check with Belly. And I'm like, your first Christmas together? Like, okay. Sure.
No, you're right. We need something redemptive for Jeremiah. The summer he turned cringy, I think is just it's a turn that is entertaining and great online fodder,
It's not
but it's
fair.
like it's almost too disproportionate to the communicative, kind golden retriever like
Yeah.
character that was established up until this point,
He took
doing him
care
a
of his
disservice.
mom. Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
not a bad guy. He like bowed out when Conrad and Belly did get together. Like he couldn't handle it. Like I just I just don't understand their whole diet and it's ruined their relationship clearly. Like it's just weird. And I just I want better for Jeremiah. Like
What
and I
if
want
this
better
whole time What if
what?
this whole time it was like loving him was Redbird? Like that's what this is all building to.
Kate, I'm telling you, there's so many legs to this theory, and I'm not the only one who thinks this. I put it out there, and
Really?
people
I haven't
too.
heard a soul
Nope,
talk about Redbird as much
I've
as you have.
I know. Well, I started the discussion, but it is not. I have people on my side. Like, there's
Uh,
no point to this otherwise. There was no point to bringing it back up. Like, not that there needs to be a point, but like we didn't need to put his ex. We already eliminated Sky and what's her name, Julia from
Aunt
last
Julia.
season because we didn't like them. Like we could have
Yeah, Kim
eliminated
Cameron's
his,
gone.
yeah, we could have eliminated his ex and not had a thought about it. And I also can't get over that like Redbird or like he has like so many people at his wedding party and Belly has two friends. Like not to
But she
say
had she could there have been any more friends at her bridal
no.
shower?
That's what I mean. Like this is it for your bachelor. I don't know. Like again, they did a joint bachelor party and maybe the cousin's house has not enough room, but like it was that was surprising. She had a full house of people and just her two friends, which I'm not saying you need more than that, but it's like you just wanted to go out with the guys. Like
Annika is such a necessary add as the voice of reason. She's like the only person the whole show that's been like, isn't this kind of weird?
and Denise. Denise is the only one
And Denise.
who spoke up during that dance, which we didn't even talk about. But like,
I wanted to ask you about your thoughts with Steven and Denise and if there's a point to the subplot of them starting a slightly illegal NDA violating gaming like what?
I don't
I like
know.
Steven a lot this season and he used to annoy me.
I really like Steven. I like Denise. I don't like I think my theories are A, the wedding sequence is just a dream. Like we don't go through with walking down the aisle or something.
Oh,
I think
interesting.
there could be because I feel like I've seen shots where Belly's walking down the aisle and she's a bridesmaid for Steven and Taylor's wedding down the line. And
Oh,
that's I think we're gonna
I
like
don't remember that. Interesting.
well, that's what I think Jenny Han might change is that we have a time lapse. She
Oh.
goes to Paris. She, realizes she kind of has to fix some things and her reunion back after all of this and like everyone gives her the space to do so. I don't know. And then it's Taylor and Steven getting married and that's her reuniting with Conrad or like but we do know Conrad filmed in Paris in some capacity. We know
Whoa. We do know that?
he filmed longer than Jeremiah, but both of them filmed in
Mm.
Paris. So again, could that be a
Mm.
dream? I kind of don't want anyone to visit Belly in Paris. I kind of want her if they do, I kind of hope she like moves to Paris. Like I kind of hope she lives there for a while and
Yeah.
like has this whole like again life outside of Cousins Beach and it's all new people. And like Taylor comes to visit her and Annika does, but like men she I don't care if she goes bops around town. Like try some new flavors out. Like she's got to go be French. Like go
Yeah.
an Emily in Paris. What's the director that works with Emily and Emily in Paris? Who's like Sylvie. She needs to go find herself a
Sophie.
Sylvie who like slaps some sense
Mm-hmm.
into her. And
Yeah,
like
you're right.
kind of, it's not her mom telling her don't do this. It's not Susanna enabling her to do whatever she wants. Like she kind of needs to go figure her shit out. And I do think the reference of Susanna already got her passport ready. She got her plane
Mm.
tickets. Like I think Belly is leaving town the wedding. Like
Mm.
she's going straight to Paris and it's gonna figure it out. And then I think it's Stephen and Taylor's wedding.
That's an interesting theory. I didn't see I didn't see the filming with Conrad in Paris and maybe he goes and tries some other type of
Yeah.
chicken, cordon bleu.
He's got to
Who
stop with
knows
the
what's in
chicken.
his
That's the
future?
most real storyline though of this whole
No, it's
thing is men and their chicken.
men and their chicken. And y- my husband also is perfectly happy eating baked chicken with like a vegetable side. And
I
I'm like,
think
I
we've
like to look
talked about
forward to my
this.
meals.
I think we've discussed
Have
this
we?
like in our friendship. It's my biggest like he could have chicken every night and not think one thing of it. And it
Yeah.
right now it gives me the heebie-jeebies thinking about it.
Heebie-jeebies. I'm like, can we get some breading up in here?
Something it just I
Anything.
hate it. But yeah, I think
Okay, I'm
I
laughing if we've talked about that before.
I don't know. I've talked about it with people, and it seems like
Probably.
something you could write a think piece on that I would read.
Also, laughing that today you had a sorry, wrong I am moment where you sent me
Oh,
a
yeah,
text that like all
a
of a sudden out of context.
shouty text.
It was like, uh, I was like, let's do 12:15, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, perfect. And then you go, Jesus, thinking tattling to Christian is going to help? Sir, you're sewing your brother's garment. And I'm like, sorry, what? And then you were like, that was meant for Danielle. Shout out, love her, hollaback cards, about Project Runway. And then I was like, how many
Side
real-time threads does Lucy have about TV shows
so
with friends?
many, so many. I have Danielle and I have several side ones because she's usually watching like 12 shows at once. I have a Love Island one. I have, which is Love is Blind. I have a Bravo one. I have everyone texted me on Wednesday morning, and usually people watch later in the day on Wednesday for this show. And
Right.
Wednesday I had to take my daughter to the doctor, and I was like on the way to the doctor.
Yeah, you were behind.
You texted me, Danielle texted me, my niece texted me, like 5 people texted me already that they'd watched. I was like, no, it's me first. I'm the first one who watches and tells you all. I was spinning. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, I have a lot of shows I love, and that's why I'm like on threads all the time, like tweeting. I'm like, someone talk to me about, that's like how I started my account. I just want people, like my friends wouldn't respond to me asking about like their thoughts on a show. They're like, I'm behind. So then I just started posting on my Instagram and hoping someone would respond.
The thing is, if you, I know people have jobs and lives. But on Wednesdays, instead of Teddy's Miss Rachel or whatever, he knows we watch Mom's show. I mean, he doesn't know what Wednesday is, but like
Right.
we have to drop because I don't, it gets spoiled too fast. Like there's really nothing you
Yeah.
can do about it unless you media blackout.
Yeah. And that was like how Love Island was. I was like watching that like in real time. And my daughters were walking in during like the heart rate challenge. I was like, you're young enough. You won't remember this.
I have this conversation with Greg all the time. At what point do we have to have
I,
a more appropriate media diet? Well, Lucy, I had no idea it was 2 o'clock. I was like, we've been talking for like an hour. I'm so sorry.
oh,
We had a lot of ground to cover, but I actually feel at peace with like we really talked about everything I feel we needed to.
yeah.
And thank you for your theories, your insight, your unapologetic fandom towards so many things. People love to follow you. I love to follow you. You never know what you're going to get. Where can people find you?
Just on Instagram. Well, I guess I'm Lucy on the Ground on Instagram, and everything else is posted there.
And Substack. You have a
I
really
have
great Substack.
the Substack. We're trying to keep that going. I think that's Lucy on the Ground though too. It's linked in my Instagram, and then Threads is Lucy on the Ground. It's all Lucy on the Ground.
You have a very good post that helped me articulate my feelings about episode 5, digging more into the to kind of the rom-com of it all with the concept of yearning, which I really enjoyed personally.
Thank you. I mean, I just feel like they've done such a good job with this show. And like also because we're watching this show weekly, I've really enjoyed not the binge format. It kind of
Yeah.
brings back so much nostalgia, and like you get to enjoy it and like sit in this episode for like 6 days. And I've analyzed it like 10 which ways. And then the next episode happens and I get a long time to like dwell on it, which I enjoy. I don't need a binge format for everything.
You're right. I like a cultural moment. White Lotus taught me that.
Yeah.
There's value to this again.
Sunday nights, Game of Thrones, like this is a Wednesday. I wish it was like 7 o'clock so that everyone was home. Like I wish it wasn't
Oh.
in the morning.
Mm.
I like to be able to watch it, but like the bonding of certain things, like when I just remember living like downtown, and you would see all the TVs on HBO
Yes,
for
and that
Game of
raises.
Thrones. Yeah. And so like I loved that. So
Or the anticipation leading up to 7/6 Central for Taylor on New Heights last week was like, oh my God.
but then that turned out to be a movie. That was a 2 hour. I was like, she's not going to talk that long. And I like literally missed bedtime. Bill was like, okay.
And you couldn't
like,
fast forward.
no, I was like, it's got to be over soon. And he's like, I guess I'm going to take them upstairs by myself. Like you've literally locked in to a podcast.
And they're like, well, see, the thing about otters is we have a
Yes.
secondary plan that to get in a canoe with some sardines. And I'm like, oh my God.
Not one segment is what I thought it was going to be. And I was like, well, I can't leave now. They talked about otters and
It just got
sourdough.
good.
Yeah, what else is
Juicy.
she going to reveal?
I know. It was wild being like, oh, wow, they are maybe perfect for each other. This is crazy.
Yeah, because you and I have talked about them, and we did at dinner a lot too, that we're like, you know, I am fully on board. Whereas in the beginning we were like, I don't know, could it
There's
be?
monster, can't do it. But the way she has flushed that family with cash, So,
Yes.
I mean, you're a Chiefs fan, so this really works for you.
Yeah. But I don't blame her fully, but you know how I feel about the Kansas City housing market and what
Oh,
I
I
don't
know it's
I
personally
don't think
upsetting for you.
I don't think she's helped.
That's hilarious. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, Lucy, you're a delight. Thank you for being here. And maybe we'll have to loop back for Patreon or something after the finale because I feel like this might have been the best time or the weirdest time to unleash all of our thoughts and we have absolutely no idea what's ahead.
I think it's good. And I think like many of the times I've been on here, it's very reflective afterwards. We always have these hot takes, and then
Yeah.
we're like, we were pre-COVID, and we're like, man, this is gonna be nothing. And you had
Yeah.
to
We
edit.
told the world not to
Yeah.
worry about it.
And you had to edit it out. You're like, I'm gonna edit the episode because it's been a month in the pandemic. And we were like, nobody's gonna die. Like,
Yeah.
we were
We're
very
nothing if not
cavalier.
consistently wrong. It's
Yep.
part of the fun.
So I don't know what's gonna. I guess she's gonna end up with Jeremiah if history repeats itself, and we,
Can you
yeah,
can you imagine that being
no,
the twist?
that honestly, I don't think no, I can't imagine that's her big like change.
No.
No, no, there's no way. They've made it impossible for him to stay on the show, let alone be with
Oh
Belly.
yeah. It can't be.
Mm-mm.
We'll see. All right. Well, thanks for your time. Love ya. Talk
Love you.
soon.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, you guys. I'm so excited to see what happens with this show. I'll loop back on Patreon after the finale because we can't like not talk about it, and I really don't know what's going to happen. And Jenny Han's making it seem very mysterious. So stay tuned. But I think it's an outstanding adaptation, and I love how involved the author is. And I think invested fandoms, while they can be toxic and require Prime to release statements about bullying, I also think there's something really uplifting and enjoyable about being able to gather and watch these things weekly and not binge them. We'll have hot takes about Belly, but honestly, like Belly's been through a lot. Like she's, I mean, she's very young. She's still grieving. She's in a very reactive circumstance with a person that's just as stubborn and doubling down. And, we're not, I think, intentionally seeing the best sides of her. And I think we forget the emotional unavailability of Conrad in the early seasons and how Jeremiah, like at one point, was the healthier, more communicative choice. And yeah, I think there's a lot of like, rewriting of history about Conrad, to be fair. And I also think Belly was a lot more herself and a lot more dynamic in previous seasons. And I don't entirely fault her. But yeah, some episodes, especially this season, you have to admit it was just like, oh my God. I was about to say Cinder Belly, but that's one of the Taylorisms that I can't, I simply cannot. Don't forget to subscribe if you can, follow wherever you are. Apparently, that's important. And I haven't been telling people to do that. Really in recent years, I always forget. But rate and review 5 stars. That's super helpful too. Find me at Kate Kennedy. Find Lucy at Lucy on the Ground. It was so much fun to chat with her. I'm so anxious for the finale. Go to patreon.com/be there in 5. At some point this week, I'm going to post more of my Bella Belly dive, which I just did not think was main feed material. And otherwise, yeah, this was so much fun. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the privilege of your time. And as always, let me know your thoughts and I'll let you know mine. I'll be there in 5, I swear.